49 straight non-conference home wins. LSU, of course, over the years they've had some close calls. Troy's given them a scare a couple of times. More on that later, as the kick goes through the end zone, and LSU will start at the 25. Danny Etling, the senior out of Terre Haute, Indiana, 6'3", 215. Like you said, Kurt, Miles Brennan will play again tonight, but Coach O adamant, this is our guy to start.
Yeah, this is their guy, but they still want to see more consistency from their quarterback in Danny Etling. They think that, look, there's more out there on the field that he can accomplish. But the thing is, it's getting that offensive line together, which I know we're talking a bunch about today.
Heavy favorites over Syracuse last week, nearly got beat. Anything short of a wipeout tonight, and the critics are going to have a field day. Darrell Williams lost the football. Ball comes out. That was Nick Brissett, actually. And a turnover right away. The first rushing attempt with a fumble for LSU in 314 carries as Chris Weatherspoon recovers for Troy.
Yeah, you mentioned it. It was both backs in the game. It was Brissett and also Williams. They give it to Brissett, and it's just a nice form tackle by Sedarius Ruckert. I mean, this is a hit in which you wrap up and you knock that football out, and now you're Troy. You're on the road. You get a big play first. Now you just got to cash in on the road.
And their veteran quarterback, Brandon Silvers, comes in. We'll see if they take a shot on first down. Silvers will throw, and that was nearly picked off. Batted down at the line. Great play by Christian Lockacher, the defensive end. Brandon Silvers, the grizzled four-year starter, who ran the 2-minute offense to perfection last week to beat Akron. This is a guy who's a very good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a big physical guy, too. You know, meeting with him yesterday, I kind of quote what you said yesterday, Clay. He walks in the room, and you notice that quarterback, Brandon Silvers, definitely a guy with potential, they think, to play in the National Football League.
Jordan Chun is going to get his first touch. First of many as he bangs his way inside the 25-yard line to the 24. They call him Mega Chun, the big, powerful senior playmaker. Lockacher and Delpit combine on the stop.
You're early on right now for Troy. Like, you got made the play, but here you're in a situation, third and short, third and medium. And if I'm Neil Brown, the head coach at Troy, this is two-down territory. You get an early stop like this, or fumble, you got to go for it here on 4 down. So this may be a call where they look to the sideline. If they don't get it here on third, I think you go for it early in this football game.
Sweep to Douglas. First down, Troy. He is their go-to guy in the receiving game. He picks up 7 yards on the ground. Troy will stay on the field.
Yeah, this is a nice design. They want to get him the ball as many times as possible. DeAndre Douglas, the team's leading wide receiver, but it's about getting him the ball in the open field, and that was a nice design there by Troy, getting him on the edge, forcing LSU to have to run, make a tackle in the alley.
LSU with the turnover on the first play from scrimmage. Brissett coughed it up on the handoff. And now Troy trying to capitalize. Brandon Silvers from the pocket. Throws it underneath to Emmanuel Thompson. He's inside the 5, still on his feet, making his way toward the end zone. And they are going to mark him just short. Emmanuel Thompson. First down, goal to go for Troy. And they're going to hustle up to the line. High snap, the feed to Chun. No, Silvers keeps. Touchdown, Trojans.
Silvers on the keeper on the touchdown.
Not a good start for LSU.
No, not a good start. You're seeing guys looking at each other, miscommunications on defense, guys not getting lined up. And Brandon Silvers take full advantage of the defense on its heels.
Evan Lagasse comes on for the extra point. Less than 2 minutes in here in Baton Rouge. 7-0 Troy.
7-0 Troy. If this is a start that you want to go out and get the upset bid, it's about making a play on defense first. But when you make the play defensively, you got to go score with it. You get down there by the goal line. You make them pay. Brandon Silvers, Troy on the board force here in Baton Rouge.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
Ed Orgeron and offensive coordinator Matt Canada deciding this week, to simplify the offense. And on the very first play from scrimmage, they cough it up.
Yeah, adding a wrinkle early on. 2 tailbacks in the game. And the one that you thought was probably going to get the ball didn't. Already a fumble on the first offensive possession.
We'll try again. LSU 2-0 all-time against Troy, but 2 very close calls. In 2004, the Tigers needed a touchdown with just over 2 minutes left to avoid the upset. 24-20 the final. Then in 2008, the biggest comeback in LSU football history. Redshirt freshman Jarrett Lee rallied LSU from a 31-3 third quarter deficit, won it 40-31, 37 points in the final 16 and a half minutes. LSU was hoping not to have trouble tonight. Here's Darrell Williams with his first carry and a good run on first down. The last time LSU had a rushing fumble was November of last year against Florida, before this one on the first play from scrimmage by Brissett.
Yeah, there's not much you can do there when you get helmet on football, and that's what Troy did on that last time, on that first possession.
Williams, the lone setback. They'll feed it to him again. He has been fun to watch the last few weeks. Darius Geis, the preseason Heisman candidate, played through a knee injury last week, managed 14 yards and 8 carries and a 1-yard touchdown run. You were down on the field before the game, saw him moving around, and he looked pretty good, but it's unlikely we'll see Geis tonight.
Yeah, I think so, but he looked good during warm-ups. I mean, he ran routes, looked like he was in with the offense, so to see him on the sideline, I think it was a Coach Orgeron decision to keep him on the sideline for an extra week.
He's out with a sore knee. Darrell Williams makes a carry there, and he is stopped on first down by Sam Levy, the middle linebacker. He's the best defensive player for Troy. Now, we talked about the simplification of this offense. Specifically, what is that going to mean, Kirk?
Well, that means just really getting lined up. Less motions, less shifts for LSU offensively, because I think it was too much going on. Receivers going left and right, and offensive linemen not understanding where to block, and in the passing game, it's just get lined up and let's just knock people off the football.
They do send a man in motion here. It's Derek Dillon. And they give it to him on the jet sweep. He's got running room along the sideline. First down and more. As LSU is into plus territory for the first time tonight, all the way to the 40-yard line. That's a 20-yard pickup for Dillon. That jet sweep is a big part of Matt Canada's offense, Kirk.
Yeah, Matt Canada's offense also is about spreading the football early. He likes to get everyone involved. It's one guy gets it, then the next play it's another guy. They don't care if it's a receiver. They don't care if it's a tight end. They don't care if it's a running back. They try to get everyone a touch in the first quarter of a football game.
Williams again, the lone setback. Etling wants to throw, fires it out to David Dupree. The fullback. And the junior is tackled quickly for a loss of 1 by Tyquay Russell, the nickelback. And Troy's going to be a nickel and time quite a bit tonight. Vic Koenig, veteran defensive coordinator for Troy. That offensive line for LSU, it's going to be interesting to watch that tonight, especially on the right side. 2 freshmen playing over there, Ed Ingram and Sadiq Charles. Toby Weathersby, the right tackle, who's been starting, is nicked up. He's out tonight. As Williams carries ahead to about the 37-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and fairly long for LSU.
Troy defensively, they're excited about having Sam Levy back. You mentioned him early. He made a play, but he's the type of guy that they've needed over the last couple of weeks. He was out last week, and having him back, their signal caller, they're going to need him today. There's some big offensive line, and even though you're young, what you know how to do is get off the football and try to roll grade.
Troy is going to call a timeout. There's Vic Koenig. 3rd and 6 coming up for LSU. Down 7 early at home. That's kind of a tiger roar there. Mike the 7th. As Troy leads 7-0, and Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for LSU, will see what he draws up here on 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, he wants to be efficient on these 3rd downs. He knows it's about scoring points. And with a young offense, he's mentioned it before, they're coming along. But this can go a long way converting on this early 3rd down.
Drake Davis, Derek Dillon, the 2 wideouts. Williams, the lone setback, he gets it. Trying to step through a tackle, couldn't. And he's going to pick up 3, but Sam Levy, the guy you talked about, Kirk, makes a nice tackle to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they missed him bad on defense and earlier in the game. And to me, that was a surprising call. I thought you would let your senior quarterback try to make that throw, but handing it off told me that they're going for it on 4th down.
Again, they've got a young set of offensive linemen on the right side. We'll see what they do here on 4th down and 3. Etling to throw from a clean pocket. The slant knocked down in the secondary, and Troy will take over on downs. A.J. Smiley, the weak side linebacker, number 31, with a nice play.
That was a nice play, but your quarterback, Danny Etling, stared him down. It was a 4th down situation, so you know the ball had to come out quick. At that time, Troy was all over it. It was a good job. He just stares him down. So you got 2 guys almost bracketing. You know, you got the corner, Blaze Brown, that was on the outside, and then underneath you mentioned the linebacker. But if you stare a guy down, they had double coverage there. That was a bad decision by the quarterback.
And now the veteran Brandon Silvers brings the Troy offense back out. We talked to him last night. 5th-year senior, led the Sun Belt in all major passing categories. Good-looking quarterback. And sends Sidney Davis in motion. They're going to run it. Jordan Chun, he is hard to bring down. He picks up 8 on 1st down. And the more he carries it, the better it's going to be for Troy tonight.
Yeah, it was interesting talking with the coaches over at Troy and even with the LSU coaches. If you put Chun in an LSU uniform, you couldn't tell the difference. He's that size, 6'1", 235 pounds, and he leans on you. He is a leaner. Basically, you hit him, he's going to fall forward. A big guy, very athletic.
He's a key component in this dangerous up-tempo air raid offense, but Troy huddling here. And on 2nd down and 2, they go back to Chun, and he's got the 1st down as he topples over tacklers at the 45-yard line, ahead to the 47. Devin White, the leading tackler in all 4 games for LSU, makes the stop. 1st down Trojans.
Back-to-back run plays, and they're getting some movement up front. Troy is pushing that LSU defensive line.
1st and 10, moving the pocket. Silvers, penalty flag down. Incomplete pass intended for Damian Willis off his fingertips. We'll see what the flag is about. Our referee is Mark Curls.
Williams on the coverage.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 67 offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 1st down. Number 39 of the defense can remain in the game since his helmet came off as a result of a foul.
These are the 2 most penalized teams you're going to find in the country, especially Troy, as Rousey had the hands to the face penalty.
Yeah, anytime you see a helmet on the field, they usually don't come off unless it's a hit, but that time it was a hand underneath, and Arden Key's helmet came off, so definitely a hands to the face.
Now, LSU isn't on that list, but they've had their penalty issues too this year. 30 in the first 3 games. They cleaned it up pretty good last week against Syracuse. Didn't have any penalties in the first half. 3 in the game. They back it up 1st down and 25. There's Mega Chun again. Get a handful back. 42 career rushing touchdowns for Jordan Chun. 4th in career rushing yards at Troy. 1st in the career rushing TDs. 5th most in points scored in school history. If Troy pulls the upset tonight, it's a good bet this guy has a big night.
Yeah, they want to lean on him pretty much all night long. They understand that this is a bigger back that can play with these LSU defenders in the SEC. That's the kind of guy that they want to give the ball to at least 25, 30 times tonight.
Silvers sets to throw, looks over the middle, fires incomplete. Sam Letton couldn't haul it in. So now 3rd down and long. Devin White, good tackler, but also pretty good in pass coverage too for LSU.
Yeah, he's the guy that they're leaning on right now, LSU defensively. Only a sophomore, but he's the leader of this defense, and he's still learning his way. He's making his way throughout the defense, making calls, making checks. But I'm telling you, I think he's a young star on this defense.
It's a young injury-plagued defense for coordinator Dave Aranda. Not a lot of depth. Fatigue was an issue against Mississippi State. Saw it become an issue last week against Syracuse. Kind of surprised Troy hasn't run a faster tempo here early on. Inside handoff. Chun is corralled by Greg Gilmore, the nose tackle. One of the few D linemen who has avoided injury for LSU, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Troy.
Yeah, you get off the field. This is what we want if you're LSU. We got to get off the field. You got to make plays. And look, I know it was a penalty, but there's a big difference in getting off the field and staying on, allowing Troy to run their offense. That's a good job. Get over to the sideline, make some corrections. If you're LSU, get off the field, let your offense go out there.
First punt for Tyler Sumter. DJ Chark calling for the fair catch. He lets it bounce at the 22. Fields it at the 15 and dives ahead to about the 17.5-yard line.
First down for the Tigers.
Yeah, he called for the fair catch. And he can't return that, so they're going to have to bring that ball back. And I think that's what they're talking about. When he fielded it, he was at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the ball bounced as well. But that flag is all the way back at around the Troy, 38-yard line.
Here's the fair catch signal. And this is going to be a holding call against Troy.
They're trying to figure out, do they want to re-kick or...
Not sure if it's holding on both teams. Everybody seems to be confused down there on what actually happened.
I'm trying to figure it out as well. I think the officials...
Holding on the defense. The penalties decline. Result of the play is a first down.
Wow.
Timeout.
Big break. Troy is going to get...
Tiger fans want to see your picture.
It's on the return. Pardon me. So they're going to spot this at the 16. That's where Troy's going to have it when we come back with 6:26 to go here in the first. Defensive Rookie of the Month.
Making plays early on. Love seeing the rookies go out making plays, making their name in the NFL.
Been a sluggish night so far offensively for LSU. And Danny Etling is going to make a catch. Tony Carter with the reception. And a gain of 7 on first down. 2nd down and 3 coming up.
And that's a nice easy pass right there for Etling. What does that do? It's settling. This is what you want to do if you're Matt Canada. How do you settle your senior quarterback early in this game? Not feeling like he has to come from behind, but just settle him down with some nice easy throws.
DJ Chark in motion. Darrell Williams, first down run.
Darrell Williams carried right side.
LSU with a turnover on its first play from scrimmage. Nick Brissett, who we haven't seen since that fumble, coughing it up. Troy scooped it up, and 5 plays later they were in the end zone, and then they turned it over on downs. In Troy territory on their last series. Play action pass. Etling looking downfield. He's going to step up in the pocket and run. A lot of room to do it. He's got a first down. He's out at the 45.
First down for the Tigers.
It's a nice job by the quarterback. He wants to take a shot down the field, but he sees it's not there. So what do? You find an opening and you get what you can get what you can. And you get up the field and you get a nice little block from your wide receiver coming down. Not a big block, but just enough. Keep those defensive backs guessing with head on the swivel. But a good job understanding what you can get by Danny Etling there.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the first. Back to Williams. That's what they need a lot of tonight, the rest of the season. Darrell Williams, while Geis presumably takes a rest here tonight, Kirk, continues to play well, at least so far, and they hope that they can continue to get the kind of running from him, because they're going to need 2 healthy backs.
Well, I believe if you said right now who is the MVP of the team right now for LSU, it'd have to be Darrell Williams. I mean, to me, he's 5 touchdowns on the year, but it's the way that he's ran, especially in for Geis. It's not been a big drop-off.
Nice cutback. And he's got the first down. Darrell Williams had limited carries the last few years. Lost some weight this offseason. And you can see his rushing yards this year.
He is still a big back, though. I love to go down on the field before the games and just let me try to size these guys up. Hey, I'm a former linebacker, and I'm looking around. I'm saying, man, these are some big backs trying to tackle Darrell Williams. I don't want to be those Troy linebackers today. You got to bring hat, feet, hands. You got to do everything to get these guys on the ground.
And Canada compared him to James Conner, who he had last year at Pitt. They fake the handoff. Etling to the near sideline. Man wide open, but the pass is thrown out of bounds. Stephon Sullivan got there, but the pass was too far in front of him.
Well, it wasn't thrown with anticipation, and this is one thing that Coach Canada wants from his senior quarterback. That ball has to be out of his hands right now. You can't allow that play. See, it's just too much time. That ball should have been already delivered, should have been caught and then out of bounds, but not playing with anticipation and being too impatient there. You got to relax just a little bit, get that ball out of your hands if you're Etling.
Rolling out, Etling. Again hits his man. Tony Carter. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5.
Another 3rd and medium, short up here. And remember earlier they ran the football. This time we'll see what Matt Canada dials up. I don't think that they're going to be running it here. I would say, look, put the ball in your senior quarterback's hands. Let him scan the defense and find the right matchup. That's what his offense is all about, finding the right matchup for your quarterback.
Geis looks on from the sideline with an ankle injury. 3rd down and 5. Etling to throw. Ball is dropped by Russell Gage. He cut off that route, Kirk, about a yard short of the first down sticks anyway. It doesn't matter that he dropped it. Now another 4th down coming up for LSU, and it looks like the offense is staying out there.
But you got to help your quarterback. He delivers it. You got to catch it, hold on to it. But a nice shot delivered by Marcus Jones, the cornerback. And that's unfortunate right there. You got to help your quarterback out.
Now Ed Orgeron decides to bring out the punt unit. Josh Groudon, the sophomore left-footed Australian, comes out for the first time. Marcus Jones, the true freshman, standing inside the 10-yard line for Troy. Play is whistled dead.
They get delay a game here.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That's the
Tigers penalized.
first penalty tonight against LSU.
Delay of the game.
And that's been a problem this year. Groudon will try to pin him deep. It's a short kick. Fair catch, bobbled. But Jones is able to hang on, and He gets pinballed around at the 14-yard line. A 31-yard kick by Groudon. And Troy gets it back, leading by 7 here late in the first. I'm sure this crowd is wondering what's going on. This will be the 3rd possession for Troy. They already have a touchdown after taking over on a turnover for LSU on the first play from scrimmage. A rare rushing fumble for the Tigers. 5th-year senior Brandon Silvers hands off to Chun. And he'll get about 4 on first down.
Yeah, Troy right now, this is what they want, actually. You think of them as a hurry-up, up-tempo type of offense, but they want to slow it down. They want to slow this pace all the way down. They want to play this game in the teens. They don't want it to get in the 20s and the 30s. They feel they have a great chance of coming in, winning this game if they play in the teens.
So you're not surprised we haven't seen a faster tempo from this air raid?
No,
Neil Brown?
They want to keep that offense on the sideline for LSU. Less opportunities. Keep your offense running. If you're picking up chunks each play.
Jet sweep. McCormick. And they're going to spot him out 2 yards shy of the first down. So 3rd and manageable coming up for the Trojans, who pretty much have everybody back on offense from a 10-win season a year ago.
Yeah, you get, look, 3 yards here, 4 yards there. Another 3 yards here, setting up a 3rd and short. And look, they're in no hurry. They're in no rush. Get to the line of scrimmage, see what defense LSU is in, and you pick the right play. The run-pass options. Brandon Silvers, your senior quarterback, looking to the sideline, getting his team in the right play.
Chun. It's going to be pretty close. Arden Key, who's had a marginal impact the last couple of weeks for LSU, makes the tackle. Let's see where they spot this. It is a first down for Troy. Neil Brown calls the plays for the Trojans like Mike Leach of Washington State, who had a big win last night. He's a Hal Mummy disciple with that air raid.
Yeah, he just meeting with him yesterday, my first time, and talked to him. It's a sense of calmness to him, though. It's like we expect it, and we know how to win football games. They were not going to come into Baton Rouge tonight and be overwhelmed, and you're seeing that from his football team so far. They're not overwhelmed with this environment.
And LSU wants a defensive timeout here with a minute to go in the quarter. I think they might go back and check that spot, perhaps.
They may challenge it, seeing the official go talk to Ed Orgeron a little bit. I thought it would be close. I thought they would bring the chains out, but we'll see.
The previous play of the line to gain, spot short of the line to gain is under further review.
Yeah. Now, the D-line depth was a huge concern for LSU before the season, Kirk. In Week 5, it's a definite problem. Out tonight, Rashard Lawrence. He's got a right ankle injury, missed the first couple of weeks with the left ankle injury. He's not playing tonight on that defensive line. And here's the look. Chun, did he get the first down going against that defensive front of LSU?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at my first look. I thought he may have got it. But I don't know if we're going to see a review that clearly shows that he did not get it. That's the thing about it. The ruling on the field right now is that it was a converted 3rd down. Do you have enough video evidence that shows you he was short of the line to gain? And from the views that I'm seeing right now, I don't think that this is a call that they can overturn. I think he got a nice push. His forward progress was stopped, but can you tell me that it was less than the line to gain? I don't think so. I believe this is one of those calls that may stand.
It's got to be indisputable video evidence. Troy struggled last week against Akron on 3rd down, picking up those conversions, went 4 of 14. We'll see if this one stands.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Troy. This was a booth-initiated review and not a coach's challenge.
Jack Childress called for it from upstairs. He's the replay official tonight.
Yeah, not enough visual evidence, and that's what I figured. When you looked at that pile, too many bodies, too many helmets, too many knees, too many jerseys. I think that's a right decision by the replay booth to stand with the call on the field.
So no LSU timeout being charged. Silvers wants to throw. Is complete to Chun out of the backfield on first down. He'll pick up 3. Besides Rashard Lawrence, Kirk, this defense without senior Ed Paris on the back end, the safety out for the year with a knee injury. I mean, at certain spots right now, and it's unusual to hear this, LSU doesn't have a lot of depth.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of depth, but also Arden Key.
Right.
I mean, pick up a courtesy phone. I think that's what the people here at LSU want to see. Where's the LSU sack leader, from a year ago? Where is he at? He's definitely been unnoticeable so far this season.
You stay on the ground with Chun. Bring up 3rd and 5. It might be the final play here of the first quarter.
And it's quiet here.
Oh, yes, it is.
It is quiet.
That's also unusual on a Baton Rouge Saturday night. A team that has struggled through the first month of the season. The LSU Tigers tried to cap September with a win, but they're behind 7-0 after 1.
It's the LSU Family Association.
Only the 2nd turnover of the year for LSU, but it's a costly one in the first quarter. It leads to points for Troy. And the Trojans leading after 1.
Yeah, if you could you script a better start for Troy? I mean, this is how they want to start the game, is running and trying to wear down this defensive line of LSU.
Silvers wants to throw. And incomplete on 3rd down. Trey Eford, the intended receiver, so the punt unit will come out for the Trojans. It was not a good first quarter statistically either for LSU. Just 10 passing yards for Edling. 0 for 2 on 3rd down were the Tigers. 0 for 1 on 4th down. And it was a big issue this past week. How are they going to juice things up offensively?
Yeah, but it's about consistency. That's what you want. You want consistency offensively. And now it goes back to what I said in the open. How do you get Miles Brennan, your backup quarterback, some quality playing time when that first-team offense isn't handling its business?
LSU will have it at the 24. Let's check in the studio with Chris Cotter. Chris.
Talking to fans, from one powerful breed to another, the Louisiana BMW Centers are proud to be.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Of course, Mississippi State blowing out LSU a couple of weeks ago. Auburn's going to be here in Death Valley in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and this is what LSU has to understand. They got to take care of themselves first. You can't start looking ahead. We know next week on the schedule is Florida, but they've got a big test right now with Troy ahead so far. They got to figure this thing out, especially offensively.
Edling out of the gun. He'll turn around and hand off to Darrell Williams, who will get a hard-earned yard and a half. Let's go back to September 16th. I mean, the Bulldogs physically dominated this game up front. The running game came hard for LSU. Nick Fitzgerald had a couple of rushing touchdowns, a couple of passing touchdowns. It was just a bad night. A lot of penalties, too, for LSU.
I think it was a bad night, but I think you go into a game in which you start feeling good about yourself. You shut out BYU, you play Chattanooga at home, and then you go to Mississippi State and just didn't have the juice, didn't have the energy. Mississippi State, they wanted that game way more, I thought, than LSU.
Edling out to the flat. Williams cut down at the 27-yard line by Chris Weatherspoon, the veteran in that Troy secondary. And here comes up another 3rd down and long for LSU.
And I'm going to look at Vic Koenig, defensive coordinator for Troy. This offensive line has not shown me the ability that they can pick up pressure. So if I'm Troy, I'm going to blitz and see if this offensive line can handle the exotic looks. I don't want to rush forward. I want to speed up that process of the quarterback, Danny Edling. See what he can handle.
LSU is yet to convert on 3rd down. Edling from a clean pocket slings it well short of the 1st down. Another route that was cut off short. Derek Dillon. And markers come in late.
Flags on the play.
Not understanding why these receivers aren't finding the sticks. And after the play, Laundry on the field.
Well, extracurricular after the play.
On the stop,
I think when you have that discussion, you want to know, is that a post play? Because the play definitely was short of the line of game for a first down. So is this after the play resulting in a first down?
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 84 defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down. This is number 84's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
I think that's just a bad call right there. Not a bad call, but a bad decision. I think it may be 94, Seth Callaway, the defensive end. I think that's what the officials are huddling right now. That's just a bad call on Seth Callaway, not on the officials. I mean, if there's extracurricular, you want to take care of that. But this is what happens. You're getting excited. The Troy defense getting excited.
The foul was on unsportsmanlike, number 84 offense. After the play, the down counts. It's fourth down.
That's Foster Morrow, the junior out of Jesuit High School in New Orleans. He is the one who is penalized. So what looked like a big break for LSU actually turns to be an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Tigers.
But watch Andre Flakes here. He's a spear linebacker. He shows blitz, and guess what? Reads out of it, and he's right there in the throwing window. Etling never saw him. That's just an easy tackle. That's an easy play to make. A terrific disguise. Vic Koenig, defensive coordinator for Troy, getting off the field.
And you saw the late hit by Morrow. Jones with the fair catch. Good field position for Troy. Wow. LSU hurting itself. They give the ball back to the Trojans. Back in Baton Rouge, you're watching the SEC on ESPN. And today marks the 50th anniversary of the integration of SEC football. 1967 that happened. 5 years later, Laura Hinton and Mike Williams broke the color barrier here at LSU as the first black players. The first LSU black quarterback was Carl Otis Trimble in 1974. We honored them tonight. Troy leading 7-0. First down and 10. Great field position after the punt. The LSU offense, put it mildly, has been anemic tonight. Henderson. And the sophomore is going to need to help carry the load for Troy tonight behind Jordan Chunn. He picks up 4 yards on first down.
Yeah, they're getting 4 yards a chunk each play. And this offensive line, when you're watching, not in, I said, an experienced bunch. There's a bunch of sophomores and juniors, one senior on the left side and Stephen Rousey, but they're pushing this LSU defensive line back. They're getting great push up front, getting 4 or 5 yards of carry on first down, staying ahead of the chains. That's what Troy wants to do, stay ahead of the chains, keep it third down and minimal.
Second down and 6. High snap. Silvers handles it. The quick route on the slant is incomplete at the 50-yard line, intended for Willis. And good coverage by Kevin Tolliver, the cornerback for LSU. It's going to bring up third down and 6. This is a big play here coming up for this LSU defense.
Yeah, huge play. And for right now, you get a 3rd and 5 situation. I'm looking for Arden Key. Where's Arden Key? Where's your sack leader? He's not in the game right now. I don't see 49. I'm trying to find where he's at because he's the guy that needs to make the play here on third down.
Caught to the 44-yard line, snagged by McCormick. The senior from Biloxi picks up 12, and they'll move the chains.
Oh, man, you won't see a better pass by a senior quarterback. When you talk about can you spin it, look at that tight spiral from Brandon Silver. That's a senior quarterback right there. Knowing he's in the face of danger, meaning he's going to get hit, but he stands in there, eyes down the barrel. I've talked about it earlier. He's a big kid. He can take those hits, but he delivers a strike for a first down.
You made a good point. Arden Key not on the field. The star player was off on that big third down. Man shaken up for LSU. It's Corey Thompson. We'll check on him when we come back. And Key was not out on defense for LSU, the star player.
Yeah, he's only a half sack so far. This is the guy with the NFL potential they keep talking about, and he's not out there on a crucial third down.
So now first down for Troy, and they go back to the ground game in Jordan Chun. And he'll pick up 4.
You know, I think that everybody here at LSU is waiting for Arden Key to make his presence felt in 2017. I mean, we know what he was a year ago, but I think defensively they are leading him. And look, Ty McShay has him as a number 3 overall draft prospect. And we're talking about for any position. But right now, so far, and this is his 3rd game, I think we have not seen it at all. Conditioning, from what I hear, I think is one of the biggest reasons why he's not playing up to what we saw a year ago.
And missed the spring. Didn't play in the first 2 games. 2nd down and 6. And flags before the snap.
Got a false start here.
False start, number 69, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Right tackle J.L. Gaston, 2nd penalty on Troy.
Troy's penalized 5 yards for a false start.
I don't know that this is a huge surprise that we're seeing Troy in this ball game here early. They know, though, that they can't commit too many penalties tonight to be in this thing late.
But so far, they have taken possession of the game, meaning that they're just running their offense and they're getting chunks. And when you're converting on 3rd down, that does something to a defense. And when I'm looking at LSU defensively, a lot of guys looking around, pointing at each other, because of the execution by Troy.
Another whistle. And timeout.
2nd charge, timeout, Troy.
We're going to take a break, too. 10:51 to go before half. Neil Brown's team on the road, leading in Death Valley over the number 25 team in the country. 7-0 Troy. They've got it 2nd down and 11 coming up. Still not too late for a captain's log this week, Kirk.
Captain's log, like always, 09317. Today's date. If you're a Troy, it's eliminating the mistakes. Get out of your own way, meaning penalties. You don't want any penalties if you're on the upset bid. Last week, 16 penalties. This week, 2 so far. But LSU, you're already without Toby Weathersby on the offensive line. It's communication up front. Make sure you block your man. Don't allow any free rushers on the quarterback. So far, LSU 0 for 2 on 3rd down. Some nice mix of pressure from Troy.
Here's Silvers. Incomplete. Knocked down by Tolliver. Emmanuel Thompson, the intended receiver. Tolliver out there on the field. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, we haven't seen this. This is 3rd and long. What does Neil Brown have for his offense right now? What do you dial up? 3rd and 11, you're right around midfield. I think you try to take a shot at the end zone or take a shot past the chains here. Allow your senior quarterback to scan the defense. Find the right matchup.
Pressure coming. Silvers got rid of it underneath. Good run after the catch for Thompson. He's got a 1st down and more. Down to the 28-yard line. Big play after the catch for the senior from Clayton, Alabama. And they quickly get up to the line.
1st down 10, LSU 28-yard.
Quickly back on the line. Look at the sideline. Try to regroup there, but a terrific job on 3rd down. They read pressure. They allowed the LSU defenders to come up. Nice little screen behind them. Perfect play call by Troy.
First time in LSU territory since they recovered the fumble, and they're approaching the red zone. Delayed handoff to Chun. They'll lower his head and then get pushed back. Nothing there that time for the senior.
Anderson carried the ball.
Boy, Silvers and Chun have really been the offense for Troy, and the throw underneath. Good recognition by the quarterback to find Thompson.
Yeah, missed tackle there by Donnie Alexander, the linebacker for LSU. You make that tackle, you're off the field on 3rd down. And, you know, this is one of the things that defensive coordinator Dave Aranda talked about. They need to start making plays. This is a fairly young defense, but there are plays that need to be made by LSU defensively that they're not making so far.
High snap again on 2nd down and 12 off the play fake. Moving out as Silvers fires it to Thompson again. Makes the catch and then is dumped at the 20. Now 2 yards short of the 1st down marker. 3rd down and 2 coming up for Troy. Just over 9 minutes to go.
That's an excellent job by a quarterback making a play with his feet. And I know if I'm Dave Aranda, defensive coordinator, You know, right now I'm kind of scratching my head. You've got an offense that's kind of marching down on your defense. What do you dial up? Do you dial up pressure, or do you go with the four-man rush? To me here, I say you got to go with a four-man rush. Let your guys see the routes in front of them and let them go tackle. Right now, they look a bit confused defensively.
Big third down. Chun is the man, and he's got it. First down, Troy.
Jordan Chun.
Now the Trojans 5 of 7 on third down against this Tigers defense, which lost a lot from last year. But this is surprising that Troy got such great push up front.
Yeah, I got to get the big boys up front. Rousey, Kelly, Crumity, Crowder, Gatson. That offensive line right now, they are pushing this LSU defensive front 2-3 yards down the field. And when you got a 6'1", 235-pound back in Chun, you just go and lean forward. He picks up a first down.
10th play of the series. Silvers eludes the rush first time, but not the second time. Lockature in there for the sack. First of the night for the Tigers. A veteran defensive end from Nebraska.
Yeah, you get your senior go out and make a play, but I honestly believe that Brandon Silver, he just ate this football. He realized that he didn't have it. Lockature makes a nice little play and just an effort sack here. He's battling, pushing through, but I thought Silvers, he ate that football. He saw that he didn't have anybody downfield. Rather than throw it up, make a bad play, you feel like you got points already, just go down. He takes the sack and moves on to the next down.
Greg Gilmore with a great job getting in the backfield to set up Lockature. That's a loss of 6. Chun will carry here to try and get some back. Third down at about 12 coming up for Troy, who can pick up a first down at the 6-yard line.
Now I'll try to play defensive coordinator here. Third down situation, third and long. What's hurt you so far already if you're LSU defensively? It's been the slip screen, the wide receiver screens. So do I blitz here? No, I'm going to play zone. Dave Aranda should play zone, allow his young defenders to play off a little bit, see the routes in front of you, and then attack. Because right now you got yards to give up a little bit, okay? You don't have to blitz them here. You want some sticky coverage. Try to rush forward and make a play.
Silvers rolling out. Throws incomplete. Underthrown. Willis was down the field, so was DeAndre Douglas. And it'll bring up fourth down, and the field goal unit will come out, and field goal kicking's been an issue for the Trojans. They've got a true freshman, Evan Lagasse, who just got promoted this week.
Yeah, they promoted him because he's going to be the future. They didn't want to go back and forth, but you say, you know what, we got a freshman. He's going to be our guy. They feel that he's going to be here for the next 3 years after this season. So go ahead. It's your job now, Lagasse.
Missed his only career attempt last week from 32. This from 36. And you can see why a little unsure. It's special teams right now, especially the kicking game. Yeah. Disappointment on Neil Brown's face.
No, just looking at that operation, didn't look good, didn't feel good. And as a coach, man, missing out on points.
That's the Troy locker room. Getting prepped for the game here tonight on the road in Baton Rouge. It's been good so far for the Trojans, leading 7-0 as LSU gets it back after the missed field goal by Lagasse. Take over at the 20. Etling rolling out to his right. Hits a receiver in stride out to the 35-yard line. And down at the 37. Jamal Pettigrew. And the LSU offense tonight has been disappointing for the Tigers fans. A turnover on the first play by Nick Brissett. They turn it over on downs on that play knocked down, and then 2 punts.
And the missed opportunity on a nice out route early on. And right now, LSU offensively trying to get into rhythm. Hopefully that last play is what kickstarts this offense.
Deep handoff to Darrell Williams. And he wills his way to a first down. Good run for Williams. He'll pick up 11. Coming into this series, Danny Etling in the LSU offense, 101 yards of total offense, just 16 pass yards.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about the pass yards so far. They got to utilize the running game. And remember, no Darius guys today, so you don't have your big play running back. Darrell Williams, to me, has been the MVP so far for this offense. You got to lean on him, and hopefully that opens up the play action. I'm still waiting to call DJ Shark's name. I think he's the big play guy that, if I'm Matt Canada, I got to throw a shot to him just to open up this offense a bit.
Number 7 out on the field now. Etling will throw, and there is Chark right on cue. Catch at the 32, dances to the 25, and he's down at the 24. DJ Chark, the leader of the LSU receiving corps, picks up 27 on his first reception.
Yeah, he's the team's leading receiver, but he's the big play waiting to happen. So you got to find ways to get him open. That time, he's on the right side, and a nice little over route. But what it was the play action. You get those linebackers up, and Shark's able to get behind the defense. That's an easy throw, big catch, but now offense moving, getting toward the red zone.
Chark again in motion. Williams is the setback. Williams on a play with a penalty flag. Chris Weatherspoon makes the tackle, but there is a marker.
Weatherspoon hitting first.
Offsides, number 40, defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Defensive end Antoine Barker. And it gives LSU a first down.
Yeah, you know, the defensive line for Troy, they're going to try to rotate early on. They don't know if they have enough bodies that can withstand this offensive line of LSU. So you're going to see a ton of guys rotating in and out. But if I'm LSU, I stick to what I'm doing. You're going to wear this defense out. So continue to run the ball. And we've seen so far one play action that got behind the defense.
First down at 5 after the penalty. Gage will get it as he comes back in motion. Stood up after a 3-yard pickup. Crowd roars. They want an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It's going to bring up second down and a couple. Third drive in Detroit territory for LSU, looking for their first points.
Yeah, getting a little push, a little extra down there.
And Malone took a shot.
Yeah,
KJ Malone.
Protecting his guy. Protecting his guy. I get it. Officials got to watch that, though, the little extracurricular after the play, but that's playing a little bit past the whistle there.
The Koenig's defense looking for a stop. Chark runs in motion. They hand off Williams. Looking for room on that right side behind the freshman tackle. Nothing. Andre Flakes making the stop.
I love Flakes on that last play. I mean, the offensive line, you got to get up to the next level. It's not just the man in front of you. It's getting double teaming, get to the next level. That time, Andre Flakes knifing through for the stop there, setting up a third down.
Former running back and wide receiver for Troy. They just want to figure out a way to get him on the field because he's so athletic. Makes a nice play there to set up third down and 4.
If I'm Troy again, I'm pressuring. Pressure has made Etling in bad decisions.
And they come with the pressure. Thrown to the end zone. Man open, but they can't hit him. Stephon Sullivan had a step on the defender. Etling is down. Wow. As he took a shot.
A big shot.
Fourth down and 4 coming up.
Just a little bit off. They needed just a little more time. A better throw, but it was rushed because of the hit on the quarterback. Etling, he stands in there, and it was Flakes again coming free. I just talked about this offensive line having to block, having to protect. And now here we have the dilemma that we talked about before the broadcast. Everybody keeps talking about Miles Brennan. Miles Brennan, when is the opportunity going to come? I still felt that Danny Etling gives him the best opportunity to win games now. But here, one play, we've seen this throughout the SEC today, not just in this game. We saw it in the Florida game. Your starting quarterback takes one shot, and now the backup is right in.
Right.
And here's a situation now. You got a true freshman in Miles Brennan. He's going in. And we'll see about the return for Danny Etling, but he stands in there.
That's a clean hit from Flakes, but it was a jarring one.
But if they're able to block that, that's a touchdown. He just had to rush that throw. And it goes back to that offensive line. Some of the poor protection that they've had so far this season.
Miles Brennan knows that he'll be coming in now probably sooner than later. A 35-yard field goal attempt for Jack Gonsolin, product of Catholic High School right here in town, to put LSU on the board.
Kick was no good. First down, short.
That makes up for the Troy miss, and it's still 7-0.
You just mentioned it. That was the miss. You look at the operation. Everything is right. He just hooked it. He just hooked it. It went far left. I thought it was a great snap, great hold, but that sideline over there at Troy right now, that's an excited bunch. I think in the beginning, you felt like, can this team hang? But it's not even a feeling anymore. I think they know.
They've got confidence on that Troy sideline. Pretty good contingent that made the trip from Troy, Alabama. And now Brandon Silvers will hand off to Jordan Chun, looking for room on the right side.
Chun carry, right side.
The Trojans have a timeout remaining. And this is a team that doesn't need a lot of time to score. We saw that last week at Akron.
Yeah, but this is your 4-minute offense now. So this is where a veteran team, because you have a veteran quarterback, LSU does not get this ball back. Okay, you got to get me a couple first downs. Take this drive into half. You have all the momentum. You don't want to get a 3-and-out here. You don't want to kick this ball back to LSU. When the 4-minute offense here, you're playing keep away. You want this to be that last drive of the half if you're Troy.
Another good run. Bring up 3rd down and 1. Caleb Von Chason made the stop. He's the true freshman behind Arden Key.
3rd down, 1.
Well, 3rd and short here. I fake it to Chun here and little quarterback keeper. I think Chun has been getting so many yards on 3rd down. I think Dave Aranda will pack it in defensively, try to keep the run from Chun to get that 1st down. I think this is the time where you pull it here as a quarterback and have your big senior quarterback get a 1st down.
And we're going to get a timeout by Troy here.
Yeah, they didn't like the look.
Yeah, they sure took a lot of time there. Yes, they were very content. You know, whether they score or not, they have won this half.
Right. But they don't want to kick the ball back. That's what I'm saying. They understand it now. They understand, look, how much time left. You've won the half, like you mentioned. And you don't want to give this LSU defense any momentum. Offensively, they're in a funk right now. They haven't really got the points. They've got yards, but they don't have the points. And if I'm Troy, I continue to just pound them. We've said it before. Their offensive line is pushing. I never thought I would say that. The Troy offensive line is pushing the defensive line, LSU, back a yard, 2 yards from the line of scrimmage, creating these 3rd and short situations.
3rd and 1 coming up. One of the best teams in the group of 5 last year, the Trojans of Troy. Hung around with Clemson in week 2 last year. Became the first top 25 team in Sun Belt Conference history, trying to upset a top 25 here in 2017 in LSU. Quick strike, that's Douglas. Finds the edge. Running room out toward midfield. DeAndre Douglas.
That's called trust. That's trust. That's trusting in a guy who started over 40 games for you at quarterback. That's Brandon Silvers. 6'3", 219-pound quarterback makes a nice little pass. 1st down, you're still moving.
Out of timeouts, Troy working with under a minute to go. That pass is high to Douglas, the go-to guy in that receiving core. One of the Sun Belt and touchdown catches last year. Here's the screen pass to Douglas on the previous play.
Yeah, I like the blocking. You get the receivers out there, you're blocking, and you're saying, look, my guy, DeAndre Douglas, can make one guy miss. He makes that one guy miss, and you see it was a big play up the sideline. but I think earlier on they want to run the ball here. One more opportunity to see if they can score, but you don't want to put it in harm's way here. This is a stingy secondary.
Be conservative.
Yeah, you got to be conservative here. You mentioned they won the half. Try not to get too greedy.
On 2nd and 10, Silvers has a clean pocket to throw from. Batted down at the 38-yard line. There's Kevin Tolliver, who's had a great first half for LSU. Damian Willis, the intended receiver. So 3rd down and 10, coming up with 50 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, and still looking for Arden Key to make a play. Where's the big defensive player, especially in a 2-minute situation, knowing they're probably going to have to pass. Let's see, with LSU still with 3 timeouts left, I would be forced to say, you know what, run the ball here, screen pass, something, force them to use a timeout and try to pin them deep.
I don't see Arden Key out there. Caught by Willis.
I think he's got enough.
It's going to depend on that spot. Yeah, he's got it. Knocked out of bounds with 44 seconds to go before halftime.
Another screen pass, another screen pass. Screen passes have hurt this LSU defense all first half.
Silvers has time, and now he's devoured at the 46 by Greg Gilmore, the nose tackle. 2nd sack for the Tigers. 2nd down.
Yeah, coverage sack there, but timed running off, and can't take a sack in that situation. Just throw the ball away.
And remember, Troy missed a field goal from 35 earlier. Thrown to the sideline. That's going to be incomplete. Out of bounds was Willis.
Incomplete.
I think they're saying that Willis possibly may have been out of bounds first, coming back in. When I see that official with his hat off, wow, I got to see that again. I see green right there. Now they're going to probably have to take another look at this one. I think it's that his foot was out. That's the first thing I saw. When I see official with his hat off, that's the signal that he stepped out of bounds and never reestablished himself back in the field of play.
18 seconds before half. Offside. Josh Anderson on that carry for Troy. Troy jump. Was LSU just offside?
I think LSU offside. You take the penalty. Clock still stopped, hopefully. And you want to take a couple shots at the end zone here. I think they've ran the time down enough where you can take a couple shots at the end zone and hope one of your guys can make a play.
Offsides, defense, in the neutral zone before the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
That was Devin White, the linebacker.
Tigers penalized 5 yards offside.
3rd down. 14 seconds to go before half. Brandon Silvers slinging it deep. Incomplete. McCormick was down there. DeAndre Douglas was in the neighborhood. 7 seconds to go before the half, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you just got to take a shot at the end zone here. And it's, well, actually, no, 4th down here. Are you saying it's going to be the last play? I don't want to punt it because they were trying to come at you with the punt. Hey, last play, I just throw it up in the end zone. Little Hail Mary.
Don't leave any time on the clock.
Yeah, might as well run it down. He's in shotgun already, so you drop back, buy a little bit of time, and just throw it as far as you can.
3 receivers to the right. 1 to the near side. 10th play of the series. Silvers on the last play of the half will truck it over the middle. It's caught and then dumped at the 20-yard line. It's John Johnson. And that's going to be the way the first half comes to an end.
End of the 2nd quarter.
Troy thinking they've got one more play. They do not.
Yeah, I thought they had 1 more second. They had to stop the clock. But it runs out, and I think Neil Brown,
he's ticked.
He's upset. I think his quarterback wasn't aware of the time left. I think you got to take a shot at the end zone there.
Yeah, that play didn't do him any good.
Yeah, throwing it over across the field, that's not going to help you there. I think Neil Brown, he's upset at the official.
Keep a look at
7 seconds. And I think, look, that first of all, that route, I just throw it in the end zone. He's got to throw it in the end zone. That's a poor decision by the quarterback, but I didn't see any receivers open to get there. 1 second left, but it would have ran as once the chains have been set. I don't think the offensive line would have got there. I think it's a great call by the officials, similar to what we saw in the NFL last week.
So Troy with a touchdown off the LSU turnover. LSU nothing in the first half. Now Chris and the gang in the studio. Well, there might be 1 second left. Here's the call.
After further review, when the play was over, there were 2 seconds remaining on the game clock. Please reset the game clock to 2 seconds. Game clock will start on my signal. It's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Chance for a field goal attempt for Troy from 37. Evan Lagasse is set up as the teams were already in the locker room for halftime. Lagasse has missed already tonight. Did he get it? It got in! Wow. Wow. It got off the crossbar and through for the true freshman. Wow. Are you kidding? Neil Brown pleaded with the officials that there was time left. He got his way, and they're going to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, when he went down, I saw the clock still moving. I thought 1 second left. Would they have enough time? Good job by the officials. Good job by the review, getting it right. And sometimes you need just a little bit of luck. You get the boing, but the boing went on the side of Troy. That's a happy coach. Yeah, that's a happy coach right there going into half. Wow, I've seen a lot of football. Never seen that happen before. But the Troy Trojans coming into Baton Rouge up 10 at the half.
Chris, Jonathan, Chip after the break with the halftime report. Well, that's not going to help the fans with their uneasy feeling that first half for the LSU Tigers. Troy leading 10-0 over the number 25 team in the country. Here on homecoming in Baton Rouge. Alongside Kirk Morrison, former star at San Diego State, I'm Clay Matvick. And it came down again to managing the clock late for Troy. Even though it looked like they were out of time, Brandon Silvers, the veteran, got him into field goal range at the end. The teams had gone to the locker room as we take a look at our Taco Bell game track.
What I thought was a poor decision by Silvers may actually have helped the Troy Trojans here. They mistakenly stopped the clock. They thought it was halftime, but it wasn't. They reviewed it. You got an upset coach. He reviews the play. They say it's still 2 seconds left on the clock. That was a gift to Troy. It allowed them to set up their field goal team. They come back out, kick the field goal. The next thing you know, you've got 3 more points. You go into halftime, 10-0 over LSU. Troy winning that half, definitely with that last play.
37-yard gift on the field goal that clangs in off the crossbar for Evan Lagasse, the true freshman, who had missed a 36-yarder earlier in the quarter.
But if you want to pull off the upset, it's plays like that. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. And he barely got that kick in, but definitely that was a gift.
And Troy is going to start with the football here in the second half. And they'll start at the 25. Silvers in that first half, 10 of 20 for 121 through the air. No touchdowns, no picks. The veteran will bring the Trojans back out on offense. It's been a methodical pace for this Neil Brown offense tonight. It's an air raid by design, an up-tempo attack normally. We haven't really seen that here this evening.
Yeah, and I haven't seen an offense that converts 7 of 11 on third down. That's where they're winning this game. They're getting big chunks, and they're staying ahead of the chains on first and second down. They get the third down, they're converting it, and the pass rush for LSU just not there. Still looking for Arden Key to make a big play.
Jordan Chun will start in the backfield. Silvers wants to throw on first down. He's pressured. He got away from Gilmore, got the throw away, and it's incomplete. Intended for Emmanuel Johnson. Greg Gilmore, good pressure. Greedy Williams, guy who had an interception on the first play from scrimmage last week, was in on the coverage for LSU.
You know, at halftime, if I'm Ed Orgeron, I'm telling my team, look, fellas, we couldn't have played any worse. You know, we're not doing things offensively the way we know we can. Defensively, we're not playing, but we're only down 10 points. We're a couple scores away from being right back in this game. That's what you're preaching to your team.
Chun on the draw. Big run for a first down, and he breaks loose. Down to the 1. Greedy Williams with a great burst to catch him from behind to prevent the touchdown, but it's a 74-yard run for Chun.
We knew he was big. We knew he was physical. But man, we know he didn't know he had some jets like that, as they're already back on the ball trying to punch it in.
And then a hit behind the line of scrimmage. Chun punished by Devin White. The all-SEC freshman from a year ago. It's going to bring up second down and goal to go. And Chun is going to head for the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know if he had any energy for that last run. They hurried up, got to the line of scrimmage. And now you just want to settle in now. Got the big play if you're Troy. You've got the LSU defense on its heels. Now you find the right play. And I'm looking to the wide side of the field. I got a one-on-one up top. I try to use my quarterback.
Incomplete. They went to DeAndre Douglas. Dante Jackson, the corner, with a good play to bring up third down and goal.
Yeah, tight coverage right there by Dante Jackson. He just stayed inside, read the route, drove on it. But if I'm Troy, I want to keep this thing on the ground. This is what got you down here. I still think that you get down here by the goal line. I got a 6'3", 219-pound quarterback. I want to use him. I want to use him down here in this situation. We've seen screen passes before, but I want the quarterback.
Chun stopped at the 1. Devin White again. Fourth down.
Yeah, shaky as your field goal kicking has been. Look, he made one earlier to end the half, but he missed one. You got all the momentum. You go for it here. You go for it.
Chun, 16 carries, 125 yards.
I think they're going to think about it. Got to take a timeout here. It's a big play in the game. Huge play. If I'm Neil Brown, just give me a little extra time. Take a timeout here. This Tiger Stadium starting to come alive. It's a big play in the game.
30-second timeout.
Troy out of the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
One of the better teams in the country in the group of 5 last year. Played in a bowl game a season ago. Beat Ohio and Mobile in the Dollar General Bowl. They got basically everybody back, including their veteran quarterback and their senior running back. And those two have been the key offensively for Troy tonight.
You know, that's the one thing that Brandon Silvers told us yesterday when we talked to him. He said, ever since I've been here, I've turned around and Jordan Chun has been right behind me. So that chemistry has been there between running back and quarterback. But the Troy team, they've been in these big games before, big situations. Last year, they thought the game at Clemson, they felt that they could have won that game. They were a couple plays away, but they grew from it. They grew from that situation. And I think they're going to try to use that same experience they got last year at Clemson, bring it here to LSU tonight.
They keep the field goal unit on the sideline. Fourth down and goal.
Got a fullback in the game. I'm going right behind my fullback, number 45, Zach Weldon.
High snap. Chun. Touchdown, Troy.
That's just big boy football. Almost a mistake, but watch the blocking up front, and wow. That is a big man jumping in the air and pushing anybody in his way. Get out of my way. Touchdown, Jordan Chun.
Lagasse with the extra point. And it is 17-0. Trojans.
They always talk about on defense, you got to have speed to power when you rush the football. I mean, when you try to rush the passer. But here, speed to power from the running back Jordan Chun. Getting down there, making a play, jumping up, showing some leaps. Troy, 17-0.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Clay Matvick, Kirk Morrison, our ESPN crew here in a stunned Tiger Stadium. LSU down 17-0 to Troy, and Ed Ogeron wanted to bring in Miles Brennan at some point tonight. He wanted to bring him in a comfortable situation, I'm sure, for the true freshman quarterback. He's getting ready to come in with a 17-point deficit. Coming out of the end zone, Clyde Edwards-Helaire spins at the 17 and gets to the 20. And here comes the rookie out of Long Beach, Mississippi, who got good marks from the coaches last week in his game against Syracuse, where he got 3 series. Led a touchdown drive, threw a pick, which wasn't his fault. We'll see what he can do here tonight in a tough spot.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Coach Orgeron said last week he graded him as an A. As far as getting the team lined up, making plays. The interception wasn't on him, but right now, Miles Brennan, the quarterback at LSU.
Danny Etling took a shot on the last series he was in on a pass attempt to the end zone. Was helped off the field. DJ Chark cut down in the backfield. Sedarius Rooker, the free safety, the leading tackler for Troy, and everybody in a white jersey and silver helmet is fired up right now.
Yeah, Sedarius Rooker has already made a play tonight. The first play of the game, he caused a fumble that really got Troy going, and that time making a big play, shooting through the alley, chopping down Chark for no gain.
Second down and 11 with Darrell Williams in the backfield. Miles Brennan looking to throw for the first time, rolling out to his right. He's going to tuck it. Nowhere to go, and he's dumped at the 21 by Weatherspoon. And now it's third down and long for the freshman quarterback. And you really wonder, is this because Etling was banged up on the last series, or because they really think that Brennan can bring the offense a spark?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. You think he could bring a spark, but also Etling took a shot. But the thing is, with Matt Canada right now, offensive coordinator, he's got a freshman quarterback. How do you ease him into this game? You just can't go out airing it out. He hasn't thrown many passes this year so far, but a big situation here on third down. Let's see how he handles his first 3rd and 9. If I'm coning in the defense, I'm blitzing.
LSU hasn't converted on third down yet. Stiff arm. Brennan gets away, throws on the run, lobs it to Davis, incomplete.
Brennan's pass, incomplete.
Drake Davis, who's going to have a great career in this game, can't come up with it, and it's 4th down. LSU will have to punt.
Yeah, I think that was a design sort of rollout. They wanted to get the quarterback, change his launching point, not allow him to sit back in the pocket and scan the defense, kind of get him on the run, see if he can make some plays with his feet. That time, missed out on an opportunity there, but 3 and out for the Troy defense.
Zach Von Rosenberg, the other punter for LSU, will kick it this time. Fielded at the 40-yard line by Jones. And Marcus Jones is spun down at the 44-yard line with 11:22 to go in the third quarter. A 3 and out for LSU offensively. All right, guys, great one in Blacksburg. Interesting one here in Baton Rouge, where the last punt return by Marcus Jones was reviewed. You can see here he did give the fair catch signal. It wasn't a big one, but he did bring that right arm up, and they ruled that he was down at the 40 on the fair catch.
I caught it earlier, but I didn't know if they were going to honor it. And once you wave that hand up, any point that you're signaling for a fair catch. So good that the official in the replay booth saw that. It's a good job by them.
Difference of 4 yards. Yeah. Well, back Troy up from the 44 to the 40. And now with a 17-point lead, the fifth-year senior quarterback Brandon Silvers brings the Trojans offense back out on the field. Douglas goes in motion. They're going to hand off to Jamarius Henderson, the backup to Chun, also a pretty good running back. Gets his helmet down to the 46-yard line. Arden Key will be in on that tackle, but Key, for the most part, again, fairly quiet here tonight.
Yeah, fairly quiet, and they said it's conditioning. He's not where he was a year ago, and I know he had a shoulder injury. He's coming back from that, but I expected more from one of the top defensive players in all of the country. And they need him to make a play right now. When you're down 17 points, you need your star on defense to make a play. And we're talking about one of those plays that can change a game. Force fumble, get the ball back to your offense.
They'll take it from anybody right now. Now Silvers turned around to hand off. Nobody was home. He'll keep it himself for 2. And he'll bring up 3rd down and 3. You mentioned it before, Kirk. LSU's been really out physical on both lines, the defensive line and the offensive line tonight.
I've been really surprised by that. I mean, the thing about it is, coming into this game, you felt that LSU would have the advantage on their defensive line, thinking they had more depth. But they've been able to push them. The Troy offensive line has really played on the LSU side of the ball this entire game. And now a 3rd and short again for Troy.
Jet sweep. McCormick won't get to the sticks. There's a good play by a defensive lineman, Christian Lockitcher. Key was in on the stop, and that's going to force the first 3 and out of the night for Troy, provided they don't go for it here.
Yeah, that won't go down as a sack or a big play, but Arden Key just holding the outside leverage, now allowing that ball to get turned up inside. It's a good job by Key making a play. You get off the field on 3rd down, that's almost as good as a turnover.
Neil Brown thought maybe about keeping the offense out there. He's slow to get the unit out there to punt, but he does. This is a bouncing kick from Sumter, and dead at the 26-yard line. 28-yard punt. Coach O's needs to come around here in Baton Rouge. Back here in beautiful Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Situation isn't beautiful if you're an LSU fan, down 17-0. And Troy has had some good games against LSU in the past. Nearly won in 2004. LSU was trailing going into the 4th. And then in 2008, the Tigers needed the biggest comeback in program history to escape an upset. They won that game 40-31, scored 37 unanswered in a little over a quarter. And now Miles Brennan is charged with bringing LSU back. A true freshman quarterback away from center wants to throw. Going deep, looking for Chalk. Got it! DJ Chark to the 26. Maybe that will infuse this offense.
Yeah, they're excited about him for that reason alone. That was a nice throw, but your big play receiver, Chark, goes up and gets it. Watch him high point the ball. He just out jumps the defender there, Blaze Brown, and grabs it out of the air. You need your stars to be big. Down 17, your stars got to make plays like that.
Biggest offensive play for LSU tonight, a gain of 48. And now this time they give it to Derek Dillon. Dillon with a hard run to the 20-yard line. Gain of 7. Let's get an update on Ohio State Rutgers in the studio.
Dillon picked up 7 yards. It's 7 down 20. 19-yard line.
All right, back here in Baton Rouge, Chris. Of course, 2007, LSU won its national championship, last one, over Ohio State. That's Darrell Williams for a first down. And Miles Brennan has seemingly brought some life to this offense with that big pass play to DJ Chark.
You just got to stay patient. Ton of time left in this football game. Still utilize who you are, LSU, running the ball. You got to make some plays down the field, but definitely running the ball. Go behind that offensive line, especially that left side.
Two tight ends to the left. As Brennan has been comfortable under center, he'll send Chark in motion. Deep handoff. Williams lowers his head to the 9-yard line. Miles Brennan, record-setting high school quarterback out of the state of Mississippi. The number 4 rated high school pocket passer in the class of 2017. Did not work out with the team in the spring. So he's really only been on the LSU campus for about 7 weeks.
Yeah, we know he's talented, but I think they need him to learn quickly. Because they see the talent. They want him to get this offense as soon as possible. But now he's in a situation where he's got to bring his team back from a 17-point deficit.
Second down from the 9. Ball comes out. And Brennan pulling away without the football. LSU's able to recover.
Yeah, you always got to be aware. Remember, new quarterback, always the center quarterback exchange. You got to stay in there. And so sometimes you're used to having a different guy in there, however the ball comes up. But if you're the young quarterback, you got to stay in there and get that ball. Could have been a disaster. But third down here, I'm keeping my quarterback on the run.
Brennan throws, caught at the 7. And now another fumble. Blaze Brown coming up with a big play. Brown knocked it out and Melvin Tyus recovered. LSU with its second turnover.
Followed by a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Troy.
Ruled a catch and fumble. We'll see if they review this.
I figure I knew the play call. You want to keep the quarterback on the run and movement, but that's a terrific job by Blaze Brown. They just go and attack. That ball's out.
Yeah, there's
that ball
no
is
doubt.
out. I mean, they're attacking the football, and Derek Dillon not securing the ball all the way down.
There's no doubt that Dillon had the reception, had maybe even taken a step or two before the ball came out.
I don't even know if they think they have to review that one. Another opportunity right there missed by LSU.
Troy, a great defense. Gives it back to the offense. Jordan Chun on the carry. And he'll pick up a couple. Last year, Troy forced 30 turnovers, 4th most in the nation. And they forced 2 tonight.
It's just good tackling. And I know Vic Koenig, the defensive coordinator over at Troy, still a lot of football left to be played here, but he's got to be smiling the way his defense has attacked the football tonight so far.
Man down for Troy.
Who is this? Do we know what number this guy is?
Just as Troy thought that they were going to give up the first points of the game, LSU turns it over and Tyus takes it away. Back with a 2nd and 9 for Troy. Kirk Kelly, the left guard for the Trojans, was shaken up. He headed to the locker room for Troy. And now here's Brandon Silvers from the end zone throwing. Penalty flag down. Damian Willis makes the catch. And he's got first down yardage, but we'll see what the flag's about with 5:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I think I see an illegal man downfield on the sprint out. Just trying to figure that out. I just saw a guy.
Pass interference, number 15, offense. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Replay second down.
The receiver, Damian Willis.
Yeah, I saw a white-colored jersey up the field on the ground, and to me, that's when you're trying to create that little room, little rub route there.
Still second down.
I know Brown doesn't like that. But it's a little rub route right there, just trying to go up the field.
Second down.
They call it pass interference, and I think you get down in that 5-yard area. What's pushing off, what's considered blocking. I think when you extend the arms, that's when the official throws the flag.
This LSU defense needs to get off the field, take advantage of this field position after the red zone turnover by Derek Dillon. Troy will find a little breathing room with Jordan Chunn. Now the ball came out again. LSU says they have it.
There was a fumble.
And Chunn either going to be ruled down or Troy recovered, it appears. Nope, LSU football. Took him a while to unstack, but Devin White was the man on it. And that is the first turnover for the Trojans. So LSU gets it right back at the 5.
I said defensively, LSU has to make a play. You got to make a play, and that play came right there. It's just standing there. It's always, if you're the second guy in, you want to pull that ball out. That was a terrific job, John Battle, getting in there, ripping that thing out.
Yeah, number 26, John Battle. Good to see him playing again tonight. He suffered a stinger last week in the Syracuse game. They need his leadership. And he gets a big play at a much-needed time for the Tigers.
You got to turn this into points, though. That's how you cash this in. You get the big play, you get the turnover. Now you got to cash it in.
The freshman Miles Brennan. Handoff. Big hit in the backfield. Look at Tron Folsom strutting around like a peacock after a loss of 3. He completely buried Williams.
Yeah, Folsom coming in there pretty clean. Finding a way, knifing through there, knocking Williams. But I saw Jacoby Stevens in the game, number 3 for LSU. You got to watch him. But just reading the snap, making a play in the backfield, Mr. Folsom.
LSU with 112 rushing yards tonight. Brennan. Man open, touchdown. Foster Morrow, the tight end. And LSU capitalizes on the fumble. Gonsolin's extra point attempt. And that's a 10-point game with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Miles Brennan with the touchdown pass to Morrow.
Yeah, first of all, it's a good job locating the matchup that you want. He looks right there in the slot, and he sees he's got a linebacker who normally rushes, and Zoe Bridges guarding his tight end. That's an easy throw. I like that matchup, but that's a good job, Miles Brennan. Seeing Foster Moreau, that's an easy throw. That's a terrific play. That's how you get your first touchdown in FBS, Miles Brennan.
Well, Ed Orgeron probably feeling a little bit better about the circumstances now. Still down 10. Our Week 4 Monday Night Football matchup has Kirk Cousins and the Redskins at Arrowhead to take on rookie sensation Kareem Hunt and the 3-0 Chiefs. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's at 6 Eastern on ESPN. Kirk Cousins looked good last week against Oakland.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. Pretty good. But I'll tell you this, that Chiefs team, it's only 2 unbeaten still left.
Yeah. Chiefs,
Falcons. I'll see if they can go out of Week 4 still unbeaten.
On the 6-yard line, Marcus Jones. Good return. Crossed the 25 to the 26-yard line for the rookie. Bring back of 18 yards. You know, Again, it's a small sample size here tonight. One first series was a 3-and-out. And there was a fumble on the second series. Brennan didn't get a chance to finish a drive, but the third series, again, a quick one because they started at the 5, but it's a touchdown pass for the true freshman. What have you seen from him so far?
I thought his confidence really started to rise when he made that throw to DJ Chark. That was the confidence throw. Now he's like, I'm in it. I'm in this game now. And if you're Matt Canada, you're still finding ways to get him some nice, easy throws, easy looks, easy reads. But that's going to be him the rest of this game, keeping him on the move.
I think it's his game the rest of the way. I think you might have seen the last of Danny Etling tonight. We'll see. Jordan Chun stopped, maybe a yard.
Now you watch this defense for LSU now. This is what happens. You score. You start to get this crowd back into it. Defensively, I think you're picking up the intensity now. Got to start playing on that side of the line of scrimmage, though, for LSU on defense. Playing on that Troy side.
Silvers takes the snap. Inside handoff to Chun. Trying to burrow up the middle. Christian Lockature wraps him up. Devin White is there to help. And now it's 3rd down and long.
Devin White's making plays. He goes down. He recovered that fumble on the last series, and now this series he's been all over the play. And I think now you get to a 3rd down, and I'm looking for Arden Key. I'm looking for number 49. This is where you take over a game. This is where you go out and make the play. Get the ball back to your offense.
Troy 7 of 13 on 3rd down in this game. Silvers pressured a little bit, steps up, hit from behind and dumped. Lockature again. First sack for the Tigers. And it's a big one. A force the kick.
It's all effort. That's an effort sack. That's Lockature. He got behind the quarterback and found his way. They call it redirect. You get up the field, get as far as you can go, get as much push. But when you feel the quarterback roll underneath, you got to stick that foot in the ground and come back. Good job, Lockature, getting back to the quarterback. That LSU defense looks totally different in the second half.
DJ Chark, who had a 65-yard punt return touchdown against Chattanooga, standing back at the 32, hoping to make a big play. He'll call for the fair catch. Good field position as he dives to the 40-yard line. Stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live, at home, or on the go on the ESPN app. Dr. Pepper Championship Drive update. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Florida remains unbeaten in SEC play. Vanderbilt made it a game for a while. Luke Del Rio, the big news in that game, he is out for the season with a collarbone injury. So Felipe Franks will be the quarterback going forward for Florida. Georgia wins big at Tennessee, and Alabama hosting Ole Miss currently on ESPN. What's the future looking like for Butch Jones in Knoxville?
I tell you like this, it doesn't look too good right now. You lose like that to Georgia, no points, yeah.
Miles Brennan complete to the 49 of Troy. That's Russell Gage. Gain of 11.
He's in a zone right now. I've been there before. When you're in a zone right now, I think that adrenaline's going. It's a freshman quarterback. So you're getting your first extended game time action. Now you just go out there and play. Whatever call comes in, you just go out and you execute it. But utilize that running game. Right now, Brennan put on a little display so far.
He's been the quarterback here for LSU in the second half. Gage going back and forth in motion. They'll hand it off. Running room for Williams. Bouncing off tacklers. Inspiring run to the 39-yard line. That's going to be pretty close to a first down. Maybe just a little short for Darrell Williams.
You're seeing a little bounce in the step of the offense now. I mean, they have a little more up-tempo. I think because of Brennan, he's brought that to this offense now.
And Williams lowers his head for a first down.
Williams carry.
Brennan has played in every game, but like we said, last week his first meaningful snaps. They were hoping to get him in, I think, earlier tonight. It didn't work out that way, but he's been the man in charge since halftime.
He's looked like a cool customer so far. I think they want to take this thing into the fourth quarter, let him think about it. Look at the clock here. Get one more play in.
Now runner Williams hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll be 2nd and 10 for LSU at their 37 on the other side of the field to start the fourth quarter. Weatherspoon made that tackle for Troy, which leads by 10 going into the fourth. But Miles Brennan, the true freshman, has brought a spark back to this team. We'll see what happens in the fourth. You're watching the SEC on ESPN, where Tiger fans have come to life here in the second half behind true freshman quarterback Miles Brennan and the Tigers offense. Got that touchdown late in the third quarter. Getting ready to start the fourth with a 2nd down and 10. Brennan rolling out. Throwing toward the end zone, incomplete. It was intended for Chark. Jalen Harris, the cornerback, in on the coverage. It'll be 3rd down and long for LSU, and they haven't converted a 3rd down yet tonight. They're 0 for 5, Kirk.
Yeah, now you got a 3rd and long here. So now 3rd and 11, what do you do with your quarterback? You see Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for LSU, continues to keep putting Brennan on the run. It's getting him out of the pocket, getting him and letting him buy more time to look down the field. I think you may see it again here on 3rd down, finding a little bit more time to allow Brennan to scan the defense and find the right matchup.
Troy rushes 4. Picked up. Brennan has time. Throws. Intercepted at the 25. Picked off by Blaze Brown. His 8th career interception. 3rd LSU turnover tonight.
Marcus Jones.
That was actually Marcus Jones on the pick, not Brown.
It could have been everybody on the Troy defense. They watched the young quarterback stare down his wide receiver. Watch the eyes of Brennan. He's looking at the receiver the entire time, and he didn't see Jones. He just didn't see him, and that's unfortunate right there, because you got something going, you got something moving, and then Jones is just sitting right underneath and watching the eyes of the young quarterback. I said they're in a tough situation, 3rd and 11, and that's why one of the reasons you got a young quarterback throwing his 2nd interception of his short season so far.
Jones is Blaze Brown's backup. He was in on that pass play. Brennan picked off for the 2nd week in a row. Pressure coming from Arden Key. Silver's running. He'll get 2. Let's get an update on Alabama and Ole Miss and Chris Cotter.
Silvers carried right side. Gilmore made the stop. Picked up a couple of yards. 2nd down, 8. 38-yard line.
Thanks, Chris. And after tonight, LSU will play 7 straight games in the SEC. Ole Miss is on the schedule. Alabama's on the schedule. LSU will be going to Gainesville next week. They've got problems with Troy first. Out to the 43-yard line. That's Sam Letton, the sophomore receiver.
And they get right back on the ball. They want to get LSU lined up, and this is what you do with a senior quarterback. You allow him to scan the defense. Find your matchup. Find your matchup that best suits your offense. And look, they've got 4 wide receivers out there. Try to find the matchup that you like. They extend the linebacker out there. You got to figure out how you get a rush if you're LSU. Do you pressure the senior quarterback, Brandon Silvers? If I'm Dave Aranda, I got to play zone right here.
Handoff to Chun. And he's got it. First down, Troy. They go to the old standby. Jordan Chun, Mega Chun, to move the sticks.
Now you just got to eat up clock. I mean, the clock is now your ally. You got to use it. And that offensive line, this is where you need them most. You get down into the fourth quarter, you got a 10-point lead. You don't want to nurse it, but definitely be aware of the clock. But you got a big back in Chun that has been churning those legs the entire game.
Anderson in the backfield. He'll take a carry out to the 50. Devin White wraps him up in midfield. You got to wonder if fatigue is an issue now for this LSU defense. The offense has not been a big ally for this defense. Right. 3 turnovers tonight for the Tigers. They only had 1 all year coming into the game.
Yeah, this LSU defense, they've made plays today, but the offense hasn't reciprocated that. And Troy, their game plan was to come in here, run the ball, keep the game low in the teens. That's what they wanted. They said, if we keep LSU in the teens, we've got a good shot at winning. And so far, they've held them less than 10 points.
Silvers flares it out to Jamarius Henderson out of the backfield. He's cut down as he crosses the 45-yard line by Dante Jackson. They're going to actually mark him back at the 46. Gain of a few. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up here for Troy. 11:40 to go.
I'm going to look at the wide side of the field here if I'm Troy. Ball's on the left hash. Got a lot of field. And your big play guy needs to make a play here. So I'm going to lean on DeAndre Douglas. Watch number 80 if I'm LSU. He's the guy that, if I'm throwing it, I'm throwing it to him. But if not, handing it off to Chun.
DeAndre Clark, an extra pass rusher, hustled onto the field before the snap. Complete. Big gain to the 27-yard line by Douglas. There you go, Kirk.
That's your playmaker. That's what you do. If I trust a couple guys on this team, and it's one of them, the running back Chun. We've talked enough about him tonight. But DeAndre Douglas, your big play wide receiver, that was a nice play call there. You send him in motion, no one picks him up, and that's an easy throw for a senior quarterback.
And Ed Orgeron wiping the sweat from his face. I can only imagine what's going through his mind right now. It was a week ago, or this very week last year, that Orgeron became the interim head coach when Les Miles was fired. Back to Chun for 3. Let's go back to the pass play with Douglas.
Yeah, you can just watch Douglas. He goes in motion, and the communication for LSU is just not there. You got to, we call them rock and roll the safeties, but no one accounts for him. He's wide open out there in the flat, and that's just, we call it routes on air, you know, where the quarterback and the receivers, they go, you know, practice before, you know, the game starts. It just, that's an easy throw. It's a first down pickup to the big play guy for your offense on Troy.
That was his biggest play tonight, a gain of 20. His 3rd catch. 2nd and 7 for Troy. McCormick goes in motion. They'll find a receiver. It is John Johnson who made that catch just before halftime that set up the field goal when they called the teams out of the locker room for Lagasse to attempt it. We thought the half was over. It ended up being 3 points for Troy.
This defense for LSU looks gassed. I mean, I see hands on hips. I see guys looking around. Who's going to be the leader to make a play here? You got to stand tall. You need a field goal here, but I see some tired bodies on that LSU defense.
And can they force the field goal attempt? 9th play of the drive on 3rd down and 2. Option pitch to Davis. He's got the first down. Sidney Davis, his first touch tonight. Down to the 7-yard line. Troy has it. First down and goal to go.
Neil, there's just no communication. And this is what Dave Aranda told us, the defensive coordinator for LSU. This is a young defense, and he knows that they're coming, but not enough guys doing their job. And Troy is taking full advantage of that. We always say that you got a nice little play sheet. Right now, the play sheet for Troy They've got about 5 or 6 play sheets open right now. They're going to get every play they've got. When you get down to your 7th receiver in Sidney Davis, everybody's touching the ball.
Anderson picking his way, reaches out. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Josh Anderson. The big 250-pound running back scores for Troy. Taking the wind out of this place again.
You can take the wind out of this place because you got the big 5'11", 250-pound running back giving Donnie Alexander, number 48 for LSU, a ride into the end zone.
Evan Lagasse tacks on the extra point to make it 24-7 with just over 8 minutes to go.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Eagles Health. Eagles Health.
Keep those legs moving. Keep them moving. But when you keep them moving, good things happen. That's an excited bunch of Troy Trojan fans in Baton Rouge.
All-State is proud to be part of a team that comes together to do good by contributing to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, All-State has contributed millions in scholarship funds. Well, Troy has come to Baton Rouge a couple of times in program history and been very close to pulling an upset. Is tonight the night that Troy does it? 8:14 away. LSU ready to get the football back. Short kick. Good return to the 48-yard line for Morrow. Return of 23 yards for the LSU tight end. Crowd kind of thinning out. That 49-game home non-conference winning streak definitely in jeopardy. Pistol Pete and Louis Armstrong also wonder what happened to the Tigers tonight. Game's not over, but a lot of the people that came to the game tonight feel that way because they're already gone.
They're exiting out of here. That look on Pistol Pete's face and that nice little mural right there. These fans have gotten out of here. They were upset last week by the way they played against Syracuse, and so far in this game, not happy with their Tigers.
Danny Edling comes back to run the offense at quarterback. He's going to throw on first down to Russell Gage. Gets to the 34 for a first down. Andre Flakes makes the tackle. So we haven't seen Edling since the first half. The last time he was on the field, he took a hard shot on a pass attempt toward the end zone. Nick Brissett is back in. We haven't seen him really since that fumble on the opening series.
But I get why.
Running back.
I get why Edling's in the game, though, because he's seen more football. This is your senior quarterback, and I said it before. He gives LSU the better chance to win games right now. I know that Miles Brennan is the quarterback of the future, but man, watch this hit that Edling takes. That's what knocked him out of the game earlier. But I think you got to bring him back. He knows the offense, but he's got to do a lot of catch-up.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of time. Under 8 minutes to go. Down 3 scores. Going to take a shot at the end zone here for Gage. Did he make the catch in the end zone? Yes! Touchdown, LSU. Well, that's the quick strike you were talking about. A 34-yard pass play for a score.
Just a terrific job by Edling on that last play. Giving LSU a little bit of life now. 3 plays, 51 yards. Just a good job finding a matchup and connecting with Gage.
Gonsolin to make it a 10-point game.
It's good.
24-14, 7:41 on the clock as LSU scores quickly with Danny Edling at the controls. They score in 27 seconds.
Plays like that can get you back, but you need your defense to rise up if you're LSU.
7:41 to go. LSU down 10 now, though, after the Russell Gage touchdown catch.
Yeah, they just try to find matchups, and you got to score quickly. And this is why you got Danny Etling in the game. He can make this throw. He's got Russell Gage right there in the slot, and he just runs by everybody on defense. Chris Weatherspoon, the cat safety number 3, he just can't keep up. That's the speed that LSU has. But when you don't have time up front with the offensive line, and when you're just off with the passing earlier on, you miss out on those opportunities. But to make a comeback, to get back in this game, you need more plays like that. And that's the reason why I said before, Danny Etling's in right now, because he can see those matchups and make those throws.
Miles Brennan got 4 series here in the second half. There were 2 turnovers while he was in. One was an interception that he threw on his last series.
He did some good things, but he also did some freshman mistakes. And are you able to live with those? And in a game like this, you can't have freshman mistakes.
Onside kick by Goslin. And Troy's got it at the 45. With 7:39 to go. Next week, the Paul Bunyan Trophy on the line in Ann Arbor. Michigan State, number 8, Michigan. 7 Eastern on ABC. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. The Wolverines 4-0.
Wolverines have an off week this week, though. They get an extra week of preparation for Brian Lewerke and the Michigan State Spartans.
After the Damian Willis recovery, Troy will have it here at their own 45. Looking to pick up some first downs here and chew up some clock.
Behind that offensive line like they've done all game.
And they go to their star running back, Jordan Chun, who breaks free again. Inside the 30, down to the 26. Devin White finally corralled him. But a gain of 29.
He's showing me more and more, Mr. Chun, and this time he shows me he's got a little spin cycle. Woo! That's a nice little spin move. Gets to the outside, and I'm telling you, if you didn't know Jordan Chun before, he's definitely letting everybody know tonight he's the best back on the field. Remember, no Darius Geis on the other side for LSU, and I think Jordan Chun came in with that chip on his shoulder. Those big backs at LSU, he said, hey, I can run with the best of them. He's been proving it tonight.
Why not? Keep feeding him. Averaging 15 carries per game. That's his 26th tonight. Over 170 yards rushing, has a touchdown. That big one of 74 yards that set up his score here to start the second half was huge for Troy.
That's the big play that they needed, because you had the plays in the first half and you're like, whew, we escaped. But I thought to start the second half, that big run, like you mentioned, Clay, was what this offense needed to get back going. And so far in the second half, you're going to lean on your offensive line. That's what you've been doing all game. Why not keep doing it?
Second down at 6. Chun. First down, pulling tacklers to the 15-yard line. John Battle makes the stop, but I've said it before, and this LSU defense looks winded.
They're tired. They're gassed. I mean, they're gassed, and a lot of people kept asking what's wrong with the defense. Well, you lose 5 big-time performers to the NFL. Tre'Davious White, Jamal Adams, Duke Riley, Kendall Beckwith, Devin Gottschall. I mean, you lost starters right now in the National Football League. And where do you find that at on defense? Who's going to be the leader? Who's the guy to stand up and say, hey, follow me? It's a young defense that has to grow up. And Troy taking full advantage of it tonight.
Chun. Ball comes out. LSU gets it back. The Tigers still have life. Michael Divinity with the recovery for LSU.
Well, that's what you don't want. If you're Troy, you're driving. They always say when you get down to a game like this, keep both hands on the ball. Another opportunity for LSU to win this football game.
Well, for as good of a night as Jordan Chun, the running back for Troy, has had tonight, he's also coughed it up twice, Kurt.
Yeah, coughed it up twice, and this one is unfortunate because he's got both hands on the ball. It's just that Donnie Alexander, the linebacker, just gets a shoulder underneath there. Got lower than Chun, and that ball comes out. Divinity recovers, just giving LSU just a little bit of life coming down the stretch here.
LSU trying to extend that non-conference home winning streak to 50 tonight. Danny Etling, second series here in the second half, throws it deep to the near sideline, intended for Gage, but well overthrown. You know, I said it earlier in the second half. We thought, you know, that was going to be it for Danny Etling. Obviously, like you said, he's their best chance to win it here late.
He knows the offense. And look, they've said it before that Miles Brennan is a quick learner, but there is no course that you can give him right now. You got to go with the for sure thing in Etling, knowing the offense that can make all the throws, but they're going against a Troy defense that smells blood in the water.
From the goal line, running now, being chased. Takes a pop at the 11-yard line and falls ahead after Marcus Jones hits him. It's going to be third down and about 5. And this is a huge play coming up.
And remember, the clock is not your friend. If you're LSU, you got to get up to the ball. You got to get a play call.
I'm going to call it 3rd and 6. Etling looking to the right, running right. Throws it incomplete and takes a hit in the end zone. No penalty flag. Kelvin Lucky, the Nigerian-born redshirt freshman, had pressure on Danny Etling, and LSU is now 0 for 7 tonight on 3rd down.
Now you got to go for it here on 4th down. You're down 10, under 5 to go. You're in your shadows of your own end zone. And I'm Troy on defense. I'm doing the same thing. A nice little delayed blitz and a stunt. We talked about the offensive line for LSU tonight. They've had trouble picking things up. If I'm coning again, defensive coordinator Troy, I'm bringing another stunt to the wide side of the field.
And Ed Orgeron running down the sideline to get the timeout.
First charge timeout, LSU. 30-second timeout.
LSU has 2 timeouts remaining with 4:45 to go. Latest college football rankings brought to us by Allstate. Alabama leading handily over Ole Miss. That game going on right now. Clemson, they're out in front of Virginia Tech in Blacksburg tonight. Saquon Barkley, kickoff return touchdown for Penn State, showing another aspect of what could be a Heisman Trophy winning year.
That kid's special, and love watching him play. And you mentioned he added another element that you got to watch out for. We know about him in the running game, receiving out of the backfield, and now I got to worry about 26 returning kicks. He's trying to lock up that Heisman early.
Tennessee shut out by Georgia today in the SEC. 4th down and 6. This could be it for LSU.
This could be it. And Darius Geis on that sideline, all he can do is watch tonight.
Danny Etling steps up in the pocket. He's going to run, and he's got the first down to keep the offense on the field. They're going to mark him down at the 24 and move the chains.
Good job by Etling, just seeing that, finding an open gap in that rush, picking up the first down, knowing where the marker is.
Etling again will run, as there was nothing downfield, and he'll walk out at the 30-yard line to stop the clock with 4:22 to go. 2nd down and 4.
That's 2 times now that he's gotten out of the pocket. Now, if you're LSU, you want to continue to see if he can keep his eyes downfield. But the way this rush is for Troy, you got to keep a spy on the quarterback. How do you keep him in the pocket if he decides to escape?
Complete. First down. Stephon Sullivan to the 40-yard line. Again, the clock halts with 4:14 to go.
They're in a little bit of a rhythm now, but I'm looking for number 7, DJ Chark. He's the big play guy that you find him, get him the ball. That's the big play that you need.
Out of the pocket, Etling looking downfield, pumps a couple of times. Man wide open, it's Morrow. He gets the first down to the 47-yard line. As the clock goes under 4 minutes, they stop the clock to move the chains. LSU will hustle up.
Now you get a nice little rhythm. Continue to, if the defense gives you, that's what you take. Etling doing a good job of finding underneath receivers.
Etling. Crossing route. Derek Dillon is punished after catching the football by Tyquay Russell, the nickelback, a gain of 3. Clock ticking down, 3.5 to go.
Troy on defense, just get deep, because all Etling is doing is taking the underneath receivers. He's not looking down the field.
And this is going to be stopped. This might be an illegal motion here.
Before the snap, false start, number 77 offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
LSU has done a pretty good job with the penalties tonight. That's only the 4th for the Tigers, but comes at an inopportune time when the offense was starting to find some rhythm in the hurry-up.
48-yard line.
That clock's still running. And you're Troy. You're playing a nice little shell, letting the underneath routes develop, and go tackle it.
Chark hit at the 46. Andre Flakes, who's had an incredible game for Troy in the secondary. And it's 3rd down.
You're falling right into the hands of defensive coordinator Vic Koenig for Troy, because they're going to play a soft coverage, allow the underneath routes to develop, and just tackle it. Because now you run a play like that, LSU, time goes off the clock. You got to go call the play. So now you got a timeout here, and you're calling 2 or 3 plays right now in the huddle. This is at least a 2-play. It's 3rd down. So if you don't get it, you got to have another play to get right back on the line of scrimmage.
Remember what Vic Koenig, the defensive coordinator for Troy, told us yesterday. He said, for us to have a chance, we've got to keep LSU to 21 points or less.
Yeah, in the teens. They want the teens. They said to keep this game as teenagers. I said, teenage, what's that? Keeping the game in the teens. They know they couldn't play in the 20s or the 30s against LSU. His defense has stood tall all game long, and another 3rd and long situation for LSU.
Clay Matvick, Kirk Morrison, our ESPN crew here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The number 25 LSU Tigers running out of time. Down 10. Danny Etling sets in the pocket. And on 3rd down, he throws a completion, caught at the 40, but well short of the 1st down.
That's an outstanding tackle there by Marcus Jones. That's outstanding. He understands where the marker was, but he for invaluable time going off the clock. 4th down here.
That was Ja'Cory Washington on that catch. Now it's 4th down and 3. Etling complete. Finds Sullivan. And that's going to be just enough for a 1st down to their 35. Marcus Jones on the stop. They move the chains. 2.5 to play here at Tiger Stadium.
You got to make a play down the field. The dinks and the dunks, hey, they're good, but you need a play down the field if you're LSU.
Etling again steps up in the pocket, runs out to the right, has real estate along the sideline, gets the 1st down, and gets out of bounds at the 20. 15-yard run for Danny Etling. Clock will stop, 2:13 to go.
The feet of Danny Etling, we've seen it throughout this drive. He's got out of the pocket. He had a conversion down here on 4th down. Now he's just moving the chains, keeping his offense alive.
Etling finds Morrow. Ball comes out, but he got in. Touchdown, LSU.
Take another look at it. Does he get the ball across? And may need to. I think he may be short. They probably got the buzz down and get another look. I thought that knee was down before the ball got across. They haven't made a decision. Like,
Gonsolin's going to kick the extra point. It's not going to be reviewed. And it's a three-point game with just under 2 minutes to go.
And here we go. This is the game right here now. First of all, you know you're coming out with the onside if you're LSU. Only one timeout left, so you want to kick the onside. You're Troy, you're getting your hands team out. You're getting your best hands team. I talked about DeAndre Douglas earlier, number 80. He's got to be the guy to catch this ball for Troy. So you get the hands team out, and he's telling them now, hey, you get the ball and you go straight down. But I'm making sure that I got some guys in front of 80 to shield him. He gets the ball, gets down. And then you got to run the ball. You got to run the football like you've been doing all game long. But number 80, the guy who I've said before, DeAndre Douglas, I trust him. I trust his hands. I want to put him to the side. Where you think this kick's going to go?
Right now, the difference in this football game was that field goal at the end of the first half that no one expected. In fact, both teams were in the locker rooms. They thought the half was over. Onside kick. Hands team for Troy, ready for it. They recover. Gage throws a punishing hit at the 46-yard line.
Nice.
But John Johnson recovers for Troy.
Wow. John Johnson, the thing about this, you know you're going to get hit in this situation. But concentrate on catching the ball. Good job by Johnson. Catches it with his hands and covers it up. He knows the shot was coming. But way to secure the football. Both hands, get down. Trot your offense out there. See if you can pick up a first down here and win this game if you're Troy.
.158 to go. Jordan Chun fumbled on his last touch. Hangs on tight here. Timeout. LSU. And the Tigers are out of timeouts.
You bring your offense over if you're Troy, and you're talking, hey, fellas, look, we need 8 yards. That's it.
Right.
We need 8 yards, and that's the biggest victory in school program history. That's what you're telling me. You want to be talked about tonight. You want to be on SportsCenter. You want to have everyone talking about you. You need 8 yards.
All right, this is the end of the first half. John Johnson with the catch, a 20-yard reception down to the 20-yard line. He was down with what the officials would say was 2 seconds left, but they had to review it to find that out. The teams had already gone to the locker rooms. They bring him back out, and Evan Lagasse, the true freshman, does this. A 3-point gift, and right now that's the difference in the football game.
Unbelievable, but you need plays like that in order to pull off upsets. Like you mentioned, Clay, that may be the play talked about in Baton Rouge for a long time, but in Troy, Alabama, that may be the play that brought this team to the national picture.
37-year-old head coach Neil Brown trying to get the biggest upset in program history for the Trojans. Going to whistle this play. No, it was just a whistle from the crowd. Cut down at the 50 was Dante Jackson.
Dante Jackson at the stop.
3rd down and 7.
I'm running this clock all the way down. So I'm not even going to run a play here. I'm just calling timeout with 1 second left on that play clock. You got 1 timeout left. You run it all the way down and go over there and talk it over with your team.
What's left of the crowd getting behind this LSU defense. Chun, about 3 yards short, 4th down.
Now you still got the 1 timeout left. So you're going to run this clock all the way down. You may have to punt it away. You got to punt it away here. And you know LSU's going to come at it. But you save the 1 timeout.
About a 22-second differential. And they've got a good punter in Tyler Sumter. They were hoping not to have to use him here. Just pick up 1 first down. But
I just saw in the previous play, it was still 5 seconds left. I would have ran the clock all the way down there, then called timeout. If I don't get it, then I run the next play, and I'll take a 5-yard penalty here on 4th down to run the clock out again. You remember, because you're punting it away. I would have ran the clock down. See that 5 seconds there?
Yep.
Yeah, now you're talking about 17 seconds.
So they can pick up the first down.
Yes.
And now the punting unit will come out, and LSU is clinging to hope here.
Keep the Tigers.
DJ Chark back to return for LSU. Troy is going to deploy a safety man back at the 25-yard line. Silvers stays out there.
Under review here. So with the 10-second runoff.
Reset the game clock to 23 seconds. After further review, reset the game clock to 23 seconds.
Put another second on the clock.
Yeah, I never seen that one. You usually get that 10-second runoff on that play, but I guess electing not to have the 10-second runoff.
LSU declined it.
But I'm just going back to that previous second down play. After second down, I thought that you run the clock all the way down, call timeout, 1 second left. That way on 3rd down, you don't get it. The clock is still running. Could have been 5 more seconds left off this clock for Troy.
Sumter with the rugby-style punt. Chark fields it inside the 10-yard line with 18 seconds to go and out of timeouts. Sumter with a great punt for Troy. Now, LSU, can they find some magic here?
Yeah,
and avoid the upset?
First of all, Troy, remember, you got to get deep. Okay, stay deep. Anything underneath, you can. They can catch anything. Trust me. The underneath pass, that's what you allow. So I give them a 10, 15-yard cushion. Make that underneath throw look good, because they need at least, from this vantage point, about 50 yards, 50, 60 yards to be even in shape for a field goal.
Etling to Chark. Catch is made at the 36 with 11 seconds to go. So they use 7 seconds for that play.
They need another play like that. But I'm guarding the sideline. If I'm Troy, guard the sideline. You got to guard the sidelines here.
They need to get into Jack Gonsolin field goal range.
They're going to take a look and see if he caught that.
And we're going to get another review from upstairs, and Jack Childress, the replay official.
I saw that Troy sideline erupt, saying that that was an incomplete pass. He juggled it, and we'll get a chance to get another look at it. It looks like his feet, like those feet out of bounds. Just where those toes at? Are the toes in? Where's the back of that? Where they were looking for the heel. The heel of Chark. Where are the heels at when he catches his football? And this is one of those things why coaches always say wear white shoes, because you can't tell if it's it kind of blends in a little bit. See that? So you can't really, it looks inconclusive almost the more and more you look at it. You can't tell if he's out of bounds, it's inbounds. Remember, the play called on the field was a catch. And white shoes, you see the white chalk out there outline. See, now if it was a different color pair of shoes, you would see that the feet were out of bounds. That time, it kind of blends in. You don't know. And with that inconclusiveness right there,
it's got to be indisputable video evidence.
I got to stay with the call on the field of a catch.
Well, this is arguably the biggest call in the game, aside from the one that led to the field goal attempt.
You're right about
for
that.
Troy at the end of the first half. Ruling on the field was a completed pass. Chark with the reception. First down and 10 from the 36 as it
After
stands
further
now.
review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
11 seconds to work with, no timeouts here for LSU. How many plays do they have time for here, Kirk?
I think really you only got, this is the last play before you got to make either an attempt to the end zone, or if you get a big play and you're in field goal range, then you go for it here. Look, watch Troy. They're guarding the sideline. Sidelines, you want them to catch this ball in bounds.
Etling chased, time running off, hit, got rid of it, it's intercepted. And Troy is going to win the football game. Bryce Brown will seal it for the Trojans.
First down, Troy.
The biggest win in Troy football history. 37-year-old head coach Neil Brown out to shake hands with Ed Orgeron. They upset Missouri back in 2004, but that was at home. This is a win on the road against a top 25 opponent. And Ed Orgeron and the Tigers are going to fall to 3-2. First home non-conference loss since 2000 for LSU.
I talked about guarding the sideline if you're Troy. Guard the sideline because you can't allow a catch and getting out of bounds. That time Brown right around the sideline, he baited Etling to throw that football, and when he threw it, I know that thing looked like a beach ball. He grabbed it out of thin air. You get down and you go celebrate with your teammates. Outstanding win for Troy. I mean, you love these kids. You love the passion. It was all game long by Vic Koenig and that defense. They knew they were coming in against a heavyweight. But you saw the fight. You saw the grit. That was a good job defensively tonight by Troy.
24-21 the final. Troy with the victory. As the fans that have made the trip about 6 hours from Troy, Alabama, celebrate with the team. Let's bring in the head coach, Neil Brown. A lot of fight in your guys tonight, Coach, and just your first impressions as your team celebrates.
Well, what a special night. You know, we've come close here 2 other times. We got beat late in the 4th quarter in 2004 and 2008. I knew we have a good football team. We hadn't necessarily showed our best game all year, but to come out on this stage and for our kids to compete for 4 quarters, it's special. It really is.
Jordan Chun coming into this game, Coach. You talked about him yesterday. He can play in the SEC.
He's an NFL running back. He is, and he showed that tonight. He had a couple fumbles, but he kept plugging away and plugging away. He's a great player. We got several players that can play in this league, and our guys had a chip on their shoulder. And listen, Troy's been playing football for a long time. We just didn't show up tonight. We've won some big games. We've come close a lot, but this is probably the biggest win we've ever had in Division I right here.
So now what does this mean for your program going forward? You broke into the top 25 for the first time in program history last year. How can you use this win to propel something special?
Well, we don't play for 10 days, and we've got a big rivalry game coming back right here on ESPN. But tonight's about enjoying it, and then we got to get back Monday and Tuesday. We'll give them a little time off and come back, and we've got 7-game conference stretch, and that's still goal number 1. This is huge for our program, huge for our university, but we still got to compete for a conference championship, and that's goal number 1.
Coach, you talked about the 5.5, 6 hour bus ride down here to Baton Rouge.
It's going to be a lot.
Tell me about that bus.
Better ride going
Yes,
home.
it will.
Yeah, I can promise you that. It's going to be a lot better ride. Man, this is so special. We had a huge fan base come out tonight. We got a whole bunch of people back on the square in Troy. I know my girls probably stayed up and watched. And, man, what a special win.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congrats, Coach.
Yeah, thank you all.
Neil Brown and the Trojans of Troy. 24-21, the final.
They were talking about he was a hot coach coming in. This is the type of win that gets him on everybody's radar.
First homecoming loss, first home loss to a non-conference opponent since 2000 for LSU. For Kurt Morrison and our crew, I'm Clay Matvick. They celebrate the upset coming up. San Jose State UNLV after the break.